let's jump into some listener submitted business advice. All righty. As always, you can leave comments on all social media. YouTube in particular is an awesome place for that. Or email us at unsexybusinessmen@gmail.com. All right. We're going to start off with bad employees. I read this one already, and I think it's going to be pretty quick. Like the email's long, but I'm just like,
Fire them.
anyways. All right. Hey, Alex and Aaron. I own a small plumbing company with 7 techs. Lately, I feel like I accidentally opened a daycare for adults instead of a business. Here are just this week's hits. One tech called out for the full week because his dog is sick. Another didn't bring the right parts to a job for the 3rd time. We have a list of what to bring for each customer service invoice, and most of what you need is already in the truck. 2 guys argued for 15 minutes over who gets the newer truck. This doesn't happen often, but it was random, and I hated it. And my best guy is starting to quit because he's burnt out covering everyone else's incompetence. Meanwhile, customers are blowing up my phone, reviews are slipping, and I'm waking up at 2 a.m. checking job schedules like a psychopath. I started this business because I wanted freedom and income. Right now, I have neither. I'm doing the work of 3. You're still making money, dude. And trying to motivate adults who act like teenagers with Wi-Fi. You have at least 3 employees. You're still making money. Sorry. How do you build a team that actually gives a crap, or is every small business owner just stuck carrying everyone else forever? I'll let you. I would love you can go first, Aaron.
Well, no, like this is the SOP episode that we did. So your standard operating procedures, like you need to have everything set in place of like expectations, training, discipline, like any sort of like disciplinary stuff. All this stuff needs to be in place so you can get rid of these terrible employees, like if you have to, or hopefully those SOPs are in place so that now you're not going to have as many terrible employees or employees that are not performing the way they're supposed to. That's what you have to do. And you kind of have to have like kind of like come to Jesus with everyone in the company. And whether that's like one-on-one, which is probably the most effective way to do that, or just the best way to do it. Or if it's just like a company meeting, you can do that too, or just like you just air your grievances with everybody. But not doing anything clearly isn't going to solve this problem. You need to get on top of it immediately, and people that don't want to comply with kind of the new directives, or I just don't know if you have SOPs or what your directives even are, but people that aren't getting on board with the new direction you're going, you got to cut them loose, find new techs, do whatever you got to do, and then start over with the new employees. Make sure they're all trained correctly and they understand exactly what you expect of them and the consequences if they don't, and then the consequences if they do. It's not always negative. Like, hey, these are the type of bonus, give them bonuses for good reviews. Like it's stuff like that to keep them motivated to do the right stuff.
I'm going to be way more mean than Aaron was. You need to have a come to Jesus with yourself. I think you're a bad manager. Like, so you just said, I know this is just 1 week, so maybe like this is just, it could be like all of these bad things are all happening at once, and like you just wanted to email this out, so I'll give you a little bit of grace there. But if this is something like you wrote in, so you're like really pissed off about something. 1 out of 5 employees are good. How did you hire 1 out of 5 employees that are good? 80% of your workforce, these are just 5 of the 5 examples that you gave up. 80% of your people are problems. So going back to standard operating procedures, you need to take a good look in your mirror and be like, oh, I'm not hiring well. We need to change our hiring process because that isn't working. That's my opinion on it. You're a bad manager. You're a bad manager, and like now it's time for you to be like, I've been doing things poorly. Now it's time to do it this way.
Correct.
Hey guys, I'm 27 working at it's just weird because like I haven't owned a company for that long, but I've never had any, I've never had employee problems. And so it just like blows my mind when I'm just like, how do you have that bad? Like, how can you hire someone that bad? Probably someone that somebody knows. Anyways, hey guys, yes. I'm 27 working at a mid-size manufacturing company. I'm a lead machine operator, meaning I actually do the work. Okay, I don't like how you used actually there. That makes the company money. Last week, something hit me hard. My manager, who doesn't know how half the machines even work, makes $30K more than me. What does he do? Meetings, emails, ordering DoorDash for team morale. That's it. Meanwhile, I'm training new hires, fixing production issues, staying late to catch up, and basically keeping the place from burning to the ground. Here's what finally pushed me over the edge. We had a production emergency. I solved it in 20 minutes. Corporate sent him a $1,000 bonus for operational excellence. I got an email that said thanks. I realized I'm building someone else's dream while they pocket the upside. I've been listening to you guys talk about trades on Sexy Businessmen and starting small. I think I'm finally ready to stop making excuses, but I have no idea where to start. I'm like, I can fix machines, I can solve problems, and I'm not afraid of work. I just don't know what business makes sense or how to take the first step. If you were me, what would you do? We have a podcast coming out on that came out last week that you should go listen to. That is about businesses that you can start for cheap. And that's my advice for you.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, go. And if you don't like any of those options, dude, just Google like what it depends on what your budget is. Like, do you have $50,000 saved up or do you have $10,000 saved up? Just go onto Google and put in businesses I can start for X amount of money. And then go through those and see what would work for you. It doesn't have to be something you love. I never loved cleaning. I never loved carpet cleaning. I never loved window cleaning. I never loved any of that type of cleaning, but I was good at it. So find something that you can be good at, like really good at, that's going to be better than the competition, and do that. You could build it from there. Like I said, I don't know. He works at a machine shop. I'm assuming that equipment's going to be very expensive to buy. But yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, but I think, especially just based on your email, it doesn't sound like you want to stay in that industry. It sounds like you
Sure.
want to start somewhere else
Sure.
anyway. So I would say listen to last week's podcast, and then 2, buy our course.
Yeah.
Buy our course for whatever price it is right now. I don't know if we have any sales or deals going on, but I'll tell you what, whatever the amount it is, it's going to jettison you into success a lot faster.
And save you a lot of money and save you from a lot of the mistakes that we all made when we were building our businesses.
Awesome. Well, once again, that's an easy one. The email is unsexybusinessmen@gmail.com. Thanks everyone for joining this week. We will catch y'all next week.